Mother is a film that shows us what happens when a woman keeps saying yes until there's nothing left of her. Beneath the layers of metaphor, there is one interpretation, especially for women. It's about the violence of emotional labor, the horror of being the caretaker, the healer, the muse, the emotional sponge, and having nothing left for yourself. It's about what it means to be the perfect woman in a world that only knows how to take. And in Mother, Jennifer Lawrence plays that woman to a devastating effect. She's called Mother because she's never actually given a real name in the film. That's important. She doesn't have a name because she doesn't have an identity, at least not one that belongs to her. Her role is defined entirely by her relationship to others. She's a wife, a nurturer, a homemaker. She rebuilds the house, tends to her husband's needs, listens quietly, and apologizes quickly. She is the fantasy of femininity. She is what the patriarchy wants us to be. But the genius of Mother is that it turns this fantasy into a nightmare. From the moment the film begins, we are trapped with her. The camera never leaves her side. We see what she sees. Feel her confusion and disorientation as strangers invade her space, break her things, and ignore her protests. Her home, this sanctuary she had poured herself into, becomes a playground for chaos. She is dismissed, gaslit, and pushed aside. And through it all, she tries to stay calm, gracious, and forgiving because that's what you're supposed to do, right? The man at the center of this storm is her husband, only referred to as him. He's a poet, an artist, a genius, and like many genius men in real life, he's emotionally immature, self-centered, and hungry for adoration. He needs Mother to adore him too, but when others come around who feed his ego better, he casts her aside. This is the central pattern of their relationship. She gives and he takes. She bleeds, he writes. She cooks, he hosts. She screams and he praises the intruders. She builds their world and he invites others to destroy it. It's not a love story. It's a cycle of consumption. And if you've ever been the giver in a relationship, you know this feeling. The slow erosion of yourself. The way you start to say yes just to keep the peace. The way you become afraid of being too much or not enough. The way you shrink yourself so that they can shine. Mother takes that reality and magnifies it until it becomes unbearable. What makes the horror so effective is that it's emotional before it's physical. Yes, there are disturbing images, moments of violence and destruction, but what really gets under your skin is the way Mother is treated, the way her boundaries are ignored, and the way she's talked over. The way no one listens until she screams, and even then, they try to calm her down. We watch her as she descends into madness, not because she is weak, but because she has been stretched past the breaking point. She is the embodiment of emotional labor, not just doing chores or offering support, but being the glue that holds everyone else together even as she falls apart. Let's talk about that phrase, emotional labor. Originally referred to the way women, especially in service jobs, have to manage their own emotions and the emotions of others as part of their work. But it doesn't stop at the workplace. In homes and in friendships, in romantic relationships, women are socialized to be the emotional caregivers, to mediate, to soothe, to empathize, to anticipate needs before they're spoken, to put others first. Mother does all of this, and she asks for nothing. And then she's ignored, she's used, and then, horrifyingly, she's worshipped. And that's the final twist of the knife. After she gives birth, the child is ripped from her. Quite literally, it's handed over to the crowd, the fanatics who treat her husband like a prophet. The baby is passed around, adored, and ultimately destroyed. Mother is left sobbing and broken, and suddenly, the crowd turns their attention to her. They call her a martyr. They say they love her. They reach for her like a god, but it's too late. The damage is done. And this is what happens to women who give everything. Society deifies them, but only after they're dead, only after they've been bled dry. Think of the way we romanticize mothers, teachers, and nurses. They're angels, they're heroines, they're selfless. These labels sound nice, but they're often used to justify exploitation. We celebrate their sacrifices, but we rarely ask why they had to sacrifice so much in the first place. There's another layer here worth exploring. Mother can also read as a story about being in a relationship with a narcissist, or more broadly with any person who sees you as a reflection of themselves rather than a person with your own inner world. Him, the poet, the artist, is exactly like that. He doesn't see Mother, not really. He sees what she provides. He sees her admiration, her beauty, her devotion. But when she expresses needs of her own, he recoils. It disrupts the fantasy. He wants her to be her muse, not the author. The final moments of the film are almost haunting. Mother, scorched and barely alive, gives her heart literally to him, and he takes it. He uses it to create something new. Another house, another woman, another cycle. And just like that, we realize it's not the first time this has happened. and it won't be the last. The cycle will begin again with another woman who gives everything, hoping it will finally be enough. This is the horror, not ghosts or monsters, but the horror of being endlessly consumed by a world that only values women for what they can provide. So what can we take from this? The movie shows us what happens when we don't draw boundaries, when we define ourselves only by what others need, when we stay quiet just to be liked, give too much to be loved, and burn ourselves out just to keep the peace. It reminds us that you cannot pour from an empty cup, and you shouldn't have to destroy yourself to prove that you're good. Being nurturing is beautiful, being supportive is generous, but being a whole person, that is revolutionary. Because a woman who refuses to disappear is dangerous, a woman who says no is terrifying, and a woman who protects her space, her art, her body, and her mind, that woman is feared. She's called selfish, cold, difficult. But maybe that's the price of survival in a world that only knows how to take, and maybe that's the lesson of mother after all. Don't let them take it all. Thank you for watching this video. If you like more essays like this, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye!